Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Flash ran so fast he literally erased himself from existence? Not just died, but vanished from the timeline as if he never existed at all. It's a terrifying thought, right? But it's not just a fan theory. It's a story that happened in the comics. And it's one of the darkest, most tragic tales in the entire DC universe. This isn't about Barry Allen or Wally West. This is about a different Flash, one you might not even know. His name was John Fox, a historian from the 27th century. In his time, a supervillain named Manfred Motor, an old foe of the original Flash, had returned as a being of pure nuclear energy. The future's Justice Legion was powerless against him. So, they did something drastic. They sent John Fox back in time to the 20th century on a desperate mission to recruit one of the legendary Flashes, Barry, Wally, or Jay Garrick, to come to the future and save them. The mission was a disaster. John's time machine was unstable. He overshot his target, getting bounced around the timeline. He couldn't find any of the Flashes he was looking for. Meanwhile, back in his own century, the situation was getting worse. Motor was on the verge of destroying Central City. Desperate, John realized there was only one option left. He couldn't bring a Flash to the future, so he had to become a Flash himself. He exposed himself to a concentrated dose of tachyon radiation, the very particles that powered his time travel. It was an insane gamble, but it worked. The speedforce answered his call, and John Fox became the Flash of the 27th century. He raced back to his own time, a blur of crimson and gold, and using his newfound speed and knowledge of the past, he managed to defeat Manfred Motor, saving his city and his era. He was a hero, but here's where the story takes a gut-wrenching turn. When John returned to the Justice Legion headquarters, he wasn't met with cheers or a hero's welcome. He was met with blank stares, confusion. They asked him, "Who are you?" In his absence, in the time he spent trying to recruit a Flash from the past, the Justice Legion had found another way. They had defeated Motor on their own without his help. His entire heroic journey, the very act that made him the Flash, it was now unnecessary. He had become a hero for a crisis that, in the new timeline, had already been solved. The timeline had corrected itself, and in this new, corrected timeline, there was no need for John Fox to go to the past, no need for him to become the Flash. He was a paradox, an anomaly, a living ghost. His friends didn't know him. His family, they didn't exist in the same way. The life he had fought so hard to save was a life that no longer had a place for him. He was completely and utterly alone, a man out of time in his own time. So, what do you do when you've been erased by the very history you saved? John Fox didn't just fade away. He became the guardian of the timeline itself. He started living in the 853rd century, joining Justice Legion Alpha, policing the time stream to prevent the kind of paradox that had erased him from ever happening to anyone else. He sacrificed his own existence, his identity, his home, to become a silent protector of reality. He's the Flash who ran so fast he outran his own life. A hero whose greatest victory was also his most profound loss. A tragic, forgotten sentinel, forever running on the edge of time.